Adding her own ribbon of hope to the bridge here, Nicola's next-door neighbour and friend, Charlotte, adding her voice to calls for the investigation to be broadened out.
It's just this never-ending turmoil of where are you? You know, and to have to think how you answer that to your own children, never mind to obviously Paul and Nicky's children. It's just an endless torment each day of hoping for something. So in my opinion, we just need all the lines of inquiries expanding, everywhere searching, you know, ground and water.
You ready?
For Nicola's family and friends, the river just isn't the answer. They can't accept what the police call their working hypothesis that she might have fallen in while walking her dog, Willow.
As soon as obviously the news was in that we think she's in the river, I think a lot of us looked at each other like, well, how and where? Which part? The part by the bench? Because there's a bench there for a reason that you can sit there. It's astonishing if you manage to fall in from there, really.
So has the focus here been wrong? Have opportunities been missed? On the bench where Nicola's phone was found, which was never sealed off, I spoke to a former detective who's surprised by the strategy.
I did expect to see that chair ramped up as a forensic exhibit, or even a tent over the chair to contain the forensic evidence that might be there. But actually they need another force with experienced detectives and experienced search teams to walk in and review what they've done, to reassure the public and the Bulley family that everything that should be done is being done, because I'm not convinced it is.
We may have seen police activity in recent days, but there's been no press conference for a week now, and we've still not heard from the lead detective, the senior investigating officer. What Lancashire police do say is that there's no evidence of third-party involvement. So if it's not an accident or criminal, could Nicola have chosen to leave?
No one ever knows anybody, do they? But in my opinion, she would never leave Paul and the girls. She would never leave her family. And so we are just left with this mystery that she's almost vanished into thin air.
The ribbons now brighten up this bridge, but the mystery still hasn't changed. 18 days on, we're no closer to any answers.
Well, you heard in my report from that former detective who says that he believes another police force should have been brought in by now, given the size and the very high profile of this investigation, to work with Lancashire police to review their strategy and their decision-making. Now, as far as we know, that hasn't happened. Instead, they point out that they're working closely with the National Crime Agency and National Search Advisors, who are getting an overview of this investigation. On that other issue, when it comes to the lead detective, the senior investigating officer, the SIO as they're known, I have to say, to be honest, it is a little bit odd that we haven't heard from the SIO yet in this case. We haven't seen them or heard from them at one of the press conferences. But this morning, speaking to Nicola's friend and next-door neighbour, Charlotte, she does say that she is supportive of the police, as are the family. But here we are now in week 3 of this investigation, and people here are just desperate for anything that they can see or hear that will move the case forward.